Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark 3 and welcome back to Captain of Industry, where as you can probably see I am digging a very nice hole. Yes, digging a very nice hole. Well, the iron pit is actually getting bigger and bigger, so much so that I've actually installed a third excavator on this thing. It's going quite nicely, I think. Yep, shipping battle, right? Okay, I'll give you a run around. That's just something that I'm doing on the side there. Just ignore that for the moment because, well, I said at the end of last time I wanted to test, but yes, I'll come back to that in a second, yes. Main things to note, I've run things forward a little bit again since last time. Mostly doing maintenance and building out what was already laid out and expanding some things as well. So in this case, what I've got here is, as you can see, a second furnace going in for the copper, steadily being built. I've got rows of assembly lines now rolling, doing their own little thing quite nicely. And I've also got a bit more room because I accidentally went above my population capacity. So that's the thing. I have more people. The city centre is, I think, going to soon be joined by another one. It's just like going to upgrade another one at some point. And I've also expanded my fields, giving me 3 on vegetables, and I've got this place to store the vegetables just because I needed more food in general. So 6 fields right now doing that. Also, my ecological work going very nice and steady, as you can see. I'm thinking I should probably start trying to cat some of this off with slag pretty soon, unless I find another material I like the look of. But it's going on quite nicely, One slight issue though. Notice here I have expanded the setup with the iron a little bit by wiring in one more blast furnace into one more metal caster, and that's because 4 wasn't quite giving me a full belt's worth of output, so the 5th one is just there to help with that and make a nice round 60, even if it does mean this particular blast furnace is operating at half strength. It can't be helped, if I'm going to be honest. But even so, I don't have enough metal because it's being split all over the place and it's being used in so many things. I'm thinking maybe another blast furnace assembly for iron might be a good idea. But then again, we've been unlocking more tips and I almost said tips and tricks, but no, this game hasn't been telling me what to do. I've just got to work this out by myself. So, as we do. Well, I say by myself, that's not that fair either, because you guys help me out with every episode as well. So, let's go ahead and move on. So, ship in battle. I've been exploring a bit further around, and sadly, it's not all peaceful out there. So 1,000 versus 1,000. Thing is, my ship is unarmed, so it's just like back out. And this is my world map as we currently know it. There are violent things apparently blocking the way, and they have somehow got battleships. I do not know how that works, but they are things that need to be overcome in order to get that much further out. That said, I do actually have 2 new villages. This one is like fuel and resource and stuff like that. So that's a nice one. Then this other one here. For some reason, this is just like give me 600 construction parts and you'll give me 1 cargo ship and no other option. So it's like, I don't know what that one's about. Not really. Though I can get a cargo ship here for 240 iron, which I don't want to use either. Anyway, I'll tell my ship to wander over there and explore. I've had it auto-fixing the ship every time the ship comes in. So that's the thing that's going on. Though we do need more options, more toys, more things to do it. Because if we're going to actually get past those claimed waters, I guess you could say, I'm going to need to do some more stuff, aren't I? Let's get some research. Research. I know it is in here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Right. Unlocks forward and rear guns and armor plating, and this is all like tier 2, so I'll add that. It comes into an advanced diesel, which means finding an oil derrick first. But 3 farms just gave me a water warning, which went out after a moment because who knows. I should also probably pick up a burner as well. Anyway, let's get on with it. I said get on with it in 5 minutes. Right. Yeah. We do have some comments from last time, though. So let's speed up. And actually, let's get the captain's office down first. Where is that? Does that need any inputs? Oh, we actually got barriers. I forgot about that. Cool, we got barriers. Nice, they do have a one tile one. Excellent. I can actually use these then to start mucking around with more stuff. Do I click and drag? I click and drag. Very nice. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Also, straight up concrete. In case you didn't know, I have a plethora of available concretes. 2 warehouses worth. Actually, that's the point. Why didn't I unlock upgraded storage? Have I not researched that? You can tell I'm slightly distracted mood today. Cargo input, storage 2. Okay, I've not specifically gone out of my way to get that. There's also next tier pipelines as well, I suppose. Let's pick that up. Deconstruction efficiency. If I'm going to be moving stuff around, I do ideally want to pick that up. And better storage. And there's also the biofuel option as well, which means lets me produce fuel gas. I get the feeling that might be part of my sustainability efforts as well. Custom routes, what's those? Manually assign buildings to each other to set up routes that trucks will follow, supported by storage by control towers. Also enables assigned trucks to individual storages. Oh. Potentially useful, but I'll leave that be for now, right? Anyway, comments. We've got one from Clint saying, well, you went there. Well, I said, if you jam it right the first time, you'd have to jam it in again. You know how to get a good ramp to get it all filled in fully, in all the cracks in the form, work the butter. So, I accidentally went into I think I was going into innuendo territory with my comment on like jamming in the concrete production assembly, which is looking great. I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out, and it's definitely done wonders for my production requirements as well. To the point where it's like, if it wasn't for the iron shortage, I'd actually be doing just fine with it, and my production is entirely coming from concrete now. Bricks haven't been getting a look in, really. Though I am still cranking out bricks with my dirt supply, so I'm not sure where the bricks are being used. I just know they're not being used for my bricks. Bricks are being used for my bricks. Bricks are being used for my construction parts. There we go. But, yeah, levels are going up a bit. Right. So yeah, sorry, I did kind of accidentally go a bit on the innuendo there. I think it's a symptom of being around Dammer for too long. Right. I do have a comment from Happy Afer as well, but before I get to that, this is what I've done as a test. I mentioned it last time in passing. It's like, I was wondering, is one thing we can do for this, if we dump it onto a conveyor, does it work? Will that allow it to be shuffled through without causing problems, or will it just bury the conveyor, or what will happen? So I've got the simple test with this, with the slag storage for ramp construction. Also, is that iron ore there? Yeah, there's definitely something there. Don't know how that got up there. Anyway, yeah. 5 conveyors, 2 on each side, big catchment area, and so they've got a destination, they'll feed straight into a loose storage, so that if there's anything on the conveyors, they'll work. I don't know if this will do anything, but we'll find out. Pause. Right, Happy Afer. If your fields need more water, your trucks can reliably supply, how about building a water tank near them? They should be able to supply the tank better since they can hold more to request. Or you could just build a few more trucks, that would help too. I think it's a matter of... Aww. Well, that answers that question, sadly. It doesn't quite work as I was hoping. Also, is it me or is that not slag? What is that? Game doesn't register it. I mean, there's a bit of slag there, but I'm confused by the dirt on the sides of it. Let's run that a little bit. We can dig it up later, so we need to find out what's happening. Though the unfortunate news is that it is sadly burying these, so these don't work. Let's get rid of these. There we go. These are spread out a bit. Look at that up. It's slag, it's waste. I think the waste might be because it's burying a conveyor. Yeah, actually, yeah. That might be it. Hang on, let me just clean up after all this. Okay, we got that set up. I'm also going to remove that while I'm at it, but here comes the excavation equipment. I'm kind of curious about what it's going to produce, though. That is slag. Oi, pause you as well. Don't dump stuff, thank you. You got slag, you got slag. Okay, so we're pulling up slag so far, but that texture still makes me think there's dirt in... Sorry, not dirt, waste in there as well. And the reason I'm excavating this and checking it is entirely because I'm wondering if it's if it had burrowed in, because it looked like the dirt was mounding up around the pile that was being dumped. But no, it's just all slag, so yeah. It was, I don't know why it gave the waste texture for that though. Okay, you guys can go ahead and get back to work, I suppose. Just keep on digging up that iron. But yeah, this is the next thing of what I need to do. I need to actually try and secure these deposits a bit more, because this massive thing is getting it's digging straight through the mountain now. So I need to prepare quarries and things a bit better. Well, a bit better. Start preparing, I should probably say. I was thinking about maybe dumping from this a little bit, just to try and find out a little bit, but I'll leave that be. Actually, no, I think I understand that tech, the set designate routes. That means I could tell a mine control tower to empty from trucks on it to a specific storage, and then my other trucks could pull from that storage to go further. So this would actually become more useful, this nearby storage here. My main truck fleet could then haul it over to where it's needed, which is over here. So that could work. Oh good, my level 2's doing fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and do things. So, something that happened last time. Actually, I should check on that. So it's just empty space. Okay. Go and explore over there, please. I wish you could queue up exploration. Right. Thing is, I don't think you can set this thing to have water delivered to it. Not as it is. I mean, yeah, it's got a water storage capacity, but if this thing was low on water and it could actually do that, at times where my trucks are just sitting idle, they would have been hauling water out of my tanks to it, but they weren't. So, don't worry, I will make sense in a moment. Maybe, kinda, possibly. Right. Last time I couldn't afford quite to upgrade these farms, but now I'm sitting on an abundance of the materials needed. I can upgrade it to tier 2, which is the irrigated farms. These guys, I suspect I'll be able to take water to them directly, but more importantly, they can actually be plumbed in. So I can just get a tank and connect the pipes to them and get them sorted out that way. So that should actually help quite a bit. I think a storage tank over here, and then feed that in. Maybe that would work. Am I short on trucks again? I don't feel like I'm short on trucks. I've got 40 trucks. Well, it's always better to try and avoid that. Very busy. Okay, very busy. You're getting 5 more trucks, my boy. There you go. I have the parts, I can do that. But yeah, here we go. Irrigated farms. I did briefly build these in my testing games. I've not really played around with them that much, but they have irrigation tanks. The waters thing before was the soil level indicator. So the irrigation tank will ensure that the soil water remains as required. I don't think it's start irrigating when soil level is too low. Always turns off during rain. But it doesn't say anywhere that it's going to automatically sort that out. So I need to plumb this stuff in. Hang on a sec. Okay, that's a little bit more convoluted than I really wanted, but I've done it like this so that I can have these buttresses, buttresses is not probably not the word, the scaffolds, the supports to these things, like up like that, so that they don't actually have to go underneath these bits where these things are. I did that because, I mean, if you look at the belts and things, when they go underneath there, you see how they maintain that structural grid? Unfortunately, the pipes don't seem to do that. So if you actually put something underneath it directly, it just like removes the entire thing, and the pipe above is basically unsupported in appearance. I didn't want that, so I'm going to click there to maintain altitude, and then go like that, and it removes what I was doing. Anyway, never mind. I was trying to make you look nice, and this is how you repay me. Oh well. It is a bit crowded, so I guess it can't be helped. The game thinks, oh, you know what, that's just fine for support, let's leave it like that. But yeah, anyway, moving on. That's all of these rigged up for water. The vegetable crops need it, the potato crops don't exactly, but it's got two storage here. One is connected to the groundwater pump, which is plenty, but I don't want to rely on that. I'm actually going to tell it to rely on this one, which is going to be maintained from the seawater pumps over here. So yes, I am pulling from here, but for some reason I don't want to really tap into the aquifer too much. I'm probably being too paranoid about that. But I've got this, it's going to be priority in here, so when water in both is available, it will pull from this one, which is kept full by the trucks, rather than this one, which is going to be fed by the pump. So it is what it is, really. But that should do for a big chunk of my requirements. That said, there is another thing I want to do, which is I want to get a captain's office down. Not captain's office 2, captain's office 1, because I can't do level 2. That's my current objective build. That's actually kind of chunky, that. Kind of big. Does 2 have automatic inputs? It does not. Right. Let's site the captain's office next to the big water intakes. I'm sure that'll be great. The captain, who is me, I can look out the window and watch the beauty of the coloured water spewing back forth into the ocean. And yeah, that'd be great. Actually, probably most sensible to put it near the settlement, but kind of a bit short on space over there. So yeah, it'll live over here. Leave myself a bit of a gap just in case. Captain's office, you might not be able to build over it or past it, so that's also potentially an issue. I'll pop that there for that. And the ship has bumped its nose again. Good job, ship. I mean, that one makes sense to me. It's on an actual line of travel. There's also the question where all these pirate boats are coming from. I mean, actually, are they pirates? Or it's just like might just be a local navy defending their turf. I don't know. I don't know where I am or why I'm here. We came to this unclaimed island. Now we're trying to assert dominance, and people don't know who we are. So that's unfortunately it makes a lot of sense when I put it that way. I can actually unpause these guys as well. Let's use this one. I've got to get used to using those. Pause, pause, pause. There we go. Yep, there's the irrigation kicking in. So it's just making sure that all that's going good. Though I do actually, with crop rotation schedules, I can decide what to do with the fertility. So fertility equilibrium is at 47%. I can change that by giving it some extra scheduling. Cost 10.5% over 60 days. Let's pause. And if I leave it empty, then it can do natural replenishment, or I can use green manure for 2 months for 3.6. I did notice there was another intake on these, like just there. So I think that's like for fertilizers or whatever. Don't see a storage for it though. So maybe it's just like it doesn't know what it's being given until it's being given, but we can look it up. Let's see. Green manure, it said. Never mind. Apparently it's not in my recipe list. Right, anyway. Got to address the elephant in the room. If you want to progress further, we need to do things with all of these fancy toys we're being given. And there's a shipyard, says to refuel, repair, modify our ship. Oh, we need that to even modify our ship? I guess I better build that then. I have the parts. But wouldn't that be the kind of thing I'd want for this area? Actually, maybe. I don't know. I'll build it over here. Some part needs to be in the ocean, so it's going to be on the ocean edge, like over here. It's a bit rough, but it'll do for now. I can always tear it down and sort it out later. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. I was saying the elephant in the room, right? Steel. To make steel, we need molten steel. Molten steel comes from molten iron plus oxygen. So we actually do need to... That comes straight off the molten iron line? Really? Into an oxygen furnace makes molten steel. Okay, but to get oxygen I require... What I've got is the air separator, which is... oxygen and nitrogen. And what can I do with nitrogen? Nitrogen can be produced into ammonia with hydrogen, which I can't do. At least not right now, because I don't think I have hydrogen. But it can be just vented to the atmosphere with a smokestack. Alright. So I need air separators for these things. And of course the end goal of all this is... Tier 3, which is, yeah, just steel and Tier 2. And here's the Tier 2, so that means it's going to be here, which means it's going to be... Remember how I mentioned this... When I say something's temporary, it winds up being semi-permanent until it becomes convenient to do otherwise. Or something along those lines. So it seems like the brick factory area's time has come. Because now I want to put this place with steel production. And because steel bounces straight off iron, that means it's going to be another iron smeltery feeding directly into the steel smeltery, which is going to be doing its own thing. I was saying at the start of this episode I want to do more iron. Apparently we're going to get that now. But okay, let's go ahead and tear all this down. Again, I don't think I actually need bricks for anything, literally. All it was doing was like consuming our dirt excess, which we actually want for other things anyway, so... I'm sorry. You served me well. But now you must go. I've got to try and puzzle all this stuff out. Oh, there's some more pipes back there. On the bright side, though, this is actually freeing up some construction materials as well. It seems I was just a bit confused with my earlier pipe working stuff. If it's not too close together, then it maintains the struts. If it's next to each other, then it doesn't. So that's why these turned out the way they did. They were just a bit too close, so my apologies for that. Now that said, I was trying to avoid having stuff in the middle as well. It'd be nice if there was like a junction you could put on top of this and then have a vertical pipe down, but as you do. As you do. Settlement power, thank you. So now I can actually provide power for my settlement to help operate it that way. As you see, the centre of the city has expanded because, once again, I managed to overrun my population. Settlement power requires a transformer, allows electricity to go in. I think that's ideal to have like down here because we don't need a physical power connection. But yes, as you can see, improvements are going in. We have got storages planned to hold potatoes and veggies. And that will in turn feed into the markets and allow the markets to hold more stuff. Okay, that's doing more power. How's my power grid? Doing okay. Right. Then lastly, and for some reason I noticed, well, this wasn't emptying quite as it should, but it was also very slowly ticking down. So I think it's like approaching the limit of what my tier 1 pipes could do. Well, I say that now, and I'm just looking here, and it says 32.5 out of 60. So for some reason it was backing up, so I've told it to put in an extra pipe there just in case, and that's just a little thing I'm doing. Farm station's out of fuel. What's going on over there? You're out of fuel. You are fed by both fuels, or you should be. Yes, you are fed by both. Why are you down? You are down because of wastewater. Wastewater's not being done. So yeah, it's a... I'm not dumping my water fast enough, as it turns out. So guess what, buddy? You're going to get a pan. You're going to get a pal. You're going to get a companion. Or you would if it would actually fit in there. That'll do. Right there. And that, of course, will also mean that we are making very, very sure... I want you to take brine as well. Very, very sure that my clean seawater intake is surrounded by wastewater and high salt content brine and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but brine is basically salt water with condensed salt because you've reduced the amount of actual water in it, but left the impurities behind. At least that's the general idea. I think I'm just going to go get it. Yeah. Just going to get that up, across, and down. And you're going to be the same, so just up and merge you in, and there we go. So that'll help with that. Maybe a direct pipe connection from over here would help, but I'm also going to increase priority on this one to priority 7? And it's currently set at like 20% as well, so that'll help. But I do feel like I'm running out of stuff. Anyway, moving on. This has been built. Captain's office actually looks very nice. I wish I built that in the town centre now, but it wants us to activate the fuel saver edicts. -1 unity. Problem is, well, actually, before I plugged in the transformer, I was only at plus 1.09. Now I'm at plus 2.7, so that's more useful. Let's plug that in. And I've got a bunch of stuff there, actually. 15% reduction in fuel. I'm actually okay for my fuel costs, so I'll turn that back off. Is there anything I want in here? Water savers, no. Pop growth, disable natural pop growth. No. I don't think I need anything here right now, not in here. Oh, +1 if I allow food in consumption to increase. We're okay for food, actually, so yeah, go ahead. Chow down, my people. Have food. It's all on me. Well, it'll soon be in you, but yeah, there we go. Plenty of food. All irrigated, so these guys are not running any kind of water risk, that kind of thing. Right, so Captain's office, got that. Advanced research. Really? At this stage, it's telling me to get level 2 research labs. I think I've got those already. 40 parts, thank you. And discover an oil rig. Got it. So, what's this? Build a boiler and connect it to a groundwater pump. It really does want me to run off the groundwater, doesn't it? And research advanced diesel, which is in my queue. So we've almost got that. Oh, something else I've done, by the way, is over here. I've got this set up, and it's set to produce seedlings. So I'm making a little bit of an eye towards when I start producing trees sustainably. And it's going to be fed by a rainwater harvester, so this place will be fully irrigated as needed. I mean, that on average produces 30 per year, so well, maybe 35, depends. About 30 is what I can expect from it. But this requires like 27 every time, so it should be okay, in theory. Depends on if things get hot or not. That's the main things I need to say. That's the general update. Just got some research to do. I've prioritised storage, so the cargo depot stuff is going up now, but there's also a few bits and bobs to come in as well. I kind of need to get a steel foundry going, but I think this has been more of a general maintenance kind of episode, like ticking forward, doing things, and rolling up. Oh, out of fuel again. Why? You guys are chock full. I don't know what you're on about. Though we are at 50% on that oil reserve, so 50% sounds very safe, especially since I've been sipping at it and I've got another oil reserve on the island. It's just like, what do you want from me? It's like, that's going down. I need to find a bigger source. Ooh, 2. Okay. That's fine. Wait, it did that. I sent it that way. No, I told it to go there. I was expecting it to go that way, but it actually went that way and got shot at. So the ship's pathfinding seems to leave something to be desired. I'll send the ship up this way then and see if I can explore further like that. But yeah. Sorry for a bit of a lack of progress in this one, but it's like, as I said, we were trying to do a bit of general maintenance kind of thing. Next episode, plans will be get the steel going, get tier 3 construction parts going, because we need them. I think I'll also try and find, where is it, vehicle parts? Here it is, vehicle parts. Larger vehicle parts, that's probably a good idea to queue up. Also, if I get reliable tier 3, I'll be able to do construction belts as well. But there's also recycling, actually. Recycling can... maintenance and recyclables in a maintenance depot. So actually that'll start... Oh. So maintenance depot will start producing recyclables, so I don't have to scrap stuff down in the research lab to do that. Nice. But also waste sorting plants, actually. So queue that, queue that. Tree harvester 2, better fuel station. There's lots of interesting things up here, but I still need to kind of get there. So next time, yes. Next time we'll get steel. Next time we'll start laying out plans for our quarries. And we'll also see where the episode takes us, because sometimes this is just like kind of freeform stuff. I must say though, I didn't think it would work, but I was slightly disappointed by the stacker not being able to just dump onto a conveyor. It just broke the conveyors. I was expecting it, but I was hoping I could do it. I was hoping I could cheese the system a little bit, but it seems I'd need a digger and a mine control tower assigned to any kind of loose storage area like that. But with direct routes, I think it could be set up just fine. As you do. But yeah, gonna have to end it there though. As I once again go over my thing, because I forgot to turn off the beacon. You know what, fine, you're getting an upgrade. There you go, buds. Don't get me wrong, I'll have jobs for all these people. Why do you come back? I told you to visit. I guess you were low on fuel, so you automatically came back. I guess. I think that's how it works. Yeah, we need to deal with some of these pirate things and upgrade our ship's fuel capacity and stuff like that. But yeah, all that stuff for another time. So, this has been iMark3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives me those virtual head pats I oh so crave. And also feel free to offer any pointers or things you might like to see me try to do in this game going forward, because feeling around for a bit of a freeform plan is feeling slightly weird to me, so let me know if there's stuff you want me to try and do. I'll have a look at it. But until next time, I'll see you all later. I do like this dense tangle. It's not the most efficient tangle, but it's my tangle. It does a thing. I wonder what kind of big multi-belt output assembly I could put together. That would be interesting.